Welcome to another episode of Junior, a Senior, and I. Today we are discussing marketing and tech. And to do that, I am joined by Chloé and Manon. Let's meet them. Chloé, could you introduce yourself in 3 sentences or less, please?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Chloé. I'm currently the head of marketing at a company called Ipon Technology. So we are a tech consulting firm and I've been working in marketing for like, I think 6 years, 6 or 7 years. So it's been a while now, but quite a few years in tech. So lot to
Cool,
talk about.
thank you very much. What about you, Manon?
Hello, I'm digital performance marketer in a SaaS called NodaView. It's a startup in prop tech, and it's been 6 years or so that I'm in marketing and in the tech field mostly.
Cool. When I do these episodes of tech and another department, one thing that I'm always curious about is how is work organized in your teams? How is a marketing team usually organized? Chloe, what about in your case?
So I don't know if it's like the usual way it's organized, but I have a team of 5 people and we cover different areas. So, content, digital, event, lead generation. So everyone has their own expertise, but we always work like together as a team because, we have a lot of different subjects that are kind of complex because we are talking about tech and we are trying to make it easy to understand for everyone. So it's always a discussion we have together. But yeah, it's 5 people and different expertise.
And what about in Nodal View, Manon?
Yeah, for us, we are like kind of the same, like a team of 4 people. Like now we have 5 because I have an intern with me. You have the head of marketing, someone specialized in content, a graphist, and me, more working on acquisition channel, lead generation, all of that in the paid
I
strategy.
see. So what I'm understanding is basically that there are quite specific specializations also in marketing. Are those specializations interchangeable?
They might be in some cases. I mean, sometimes you do different things. Like I know I have someone working on events, but she's also working quite a lot on like communication because obviously when you do events, you have to communicate about them. So it's sort of like together in a way. So I would say you can sort of change here and there because everything is kind of, it's marketing as a whole. So if you have content, you can put it on social, you can do an event around it. So you always work on the same topic in a way. But yeah, it's kind of better to have more like different expertise and to kind of stay in your field just so you get better at it and just improve all the time.
I see. And in your experience, Manon, is it the same as Chloe's?
Yeah, I think when you start in marketing, at first you are very doing everything, try to test, and while you're evaluating to the job, you start to build an expertise on something. So for me, it was more in terms of acquisition, digital marketing, but for some of my colleagues, it would be in content. And I think this is the thing with marketing; it's very wise, but at the same time, you have to specialize because there is a lot of technical aspect behind it that is not already all the time known. And so, yes, I think it's a mix of both, having like a lot of polyvalence, I would say. I don't know the English word for that, but at the same time, having the expertise to some domains.
Is that specialization something that happens opportunistically in the sense that, okay, I join a company and I'm an everything person because I don't know what I'm doing, and then an opportunity arises where the company starts doing content marketing, and then I start there, or is it more affinity based in the sense that some people that are, I don't know, more creative will go towards writing more blog posts or more SEO based content, and some people that are more analytic will go towards more ad based campaigns and stuff like that?
I guess it depends on the person because even at school, you can either pick like a more general marketing track or like more specialized one, like product marketing, digital marketing, all these sort of things. So you can sort of like already decide whether or not you want to be more expert in one field of marketing. And then it also depends on the company you're joining. If you're joining a startup, you know you're going to do everything because, it's a small company and you're usually the only one working in marketing. If you join a bigger group, usually when they already have like a big team, it's more like specialized into parts. So you're going to be part of the team like dedicated to content or part of the team dedicated to communication. So it will definitely depend on the career path you take, but also like from school to then. And the thing with marketing, you can sort of change every single time. If you don't like one thing, you can just try and shift. So yeah, it depends on the person really.
Yeah, and sometimes you also have some trends with content marketing. It started to be a huge thing during COVID. It was existing before, but during COVID it was a huge thing. So now you have more and more job into content marketing, but you also have a lot of new channel and new update all the time. So it's like a job with changing. And with that, you can also find a field that you prefer and an expertise you want to develop.
I see. It kind of leads me to the next topic I wanted to ask you about. And I guess it's not going to be an easy answer, but what are the characteristics of a good marketing person? Like, what should someone that wants to get into marketing or someone that works into marketing have as a personality or as a talent or however you want to call it?
It's kind of hard to answer because, it's such a wide field. So, but I would say maybe someone who's definitely curious about a lot of things because the market is changing pretty much every single day. You have new trends, you have new way the audience is going to react to whatever you're posting. So you really have to be curious. You have to be very like adaptable as well, because once again, it's changing, and you sort of have to be able to turn complex things into simple ones, just translate that, but also move fast as well. You have to follow the trends, and especially now with like social media, all these sort of things, you see new ones every single day. If you're not on it, then well, you're too late. And what we see a lot now in marketing as well, it's more like the impact thing. You have to be able to quantify what you're doing, like if it's bringing in results, all these sort of things, of more like a KPI, like targeted version of marketing. So it's kind of different from before, where you were just spending a budget and then there you go and you were visible and that's it. So it's more like analytics and all these sort of things that are coming in into marketing right now as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the curiosity is like the main thing because for me, I was more doing a business school for going on business development. I was not even thinking about doing marketing in my career. And it's because I was curious that I end up there. And my colleagues was a journalist and then she's in marketing now. So I think it's the common ground for people in marketing. And I will add the same thing with what you say, Chloe. It's understanding the business. It's not just about the event or the communication. It's about what impact the business. So you have to follow the trend because the competitor is going to do it. You have to make choice and prioritize your action because at the end of the day, it's for the business. And I think it's what makes the difference. Maybe sometime with people who can just go after the studies and think about marketing in terms of knowledge, but sometimes you just have to go back to the basics, keep it simple, and it's all about business. For me, it's what can pour apart a good marketer with other.
I'm gonna take a small tangent here because the both your answers sparked quite a lot of curiosity on my end. There is this concept on software development that is cycle time, so how long an idea takes since its inception, so since you had the idea until you see results and you get feedback. How long is the cycle of an idea in marketing usually? How are you getting that feedback?
Well, I think it's getting shorter every single time, honestly. Everything is moving so fast. So usually you have an idea. I mean, it's going to depend on the company whether you have to have it validated, by a lot of people or not. But when you don't have that, it's basically you have an idea, you test it out, you try it first, and then you see the result, and then you pick it up from there and just make it bigger. So, it goes very quickly. Sometimes like, oh, this is happening in the world, then, okay, we need to talk about that. And the next day you have like a newsletter coming out just talking about that because the news is going to be gone like in 2 days time. So you sort of have to go fast with that.
Yeah, exactly. I follow this answer. It's like for some it can be very short, and it's asked today, and it's gonna be live tomorrow. But some other we can take time, and sometimes the results are gonna be so indirect that you cannot very link directly like a campaign or an ad to a certain result. So there is also something to take in account. But in terms of feedback, for example, something that can be immediate, at least internally, if you're asking people. And if you see how your audience or your ad or your campaign is performing, you can have already very soon the data to see some trends. So I think it's not rigid, it's very flexible and can depend a lot of the project, of the time you want to invest, the money you want to invest, it depends.
You mentioned Chloe, news. How important is the news cycle in marketing? Like, are you keeping abreast of daily news and trying to link your marketing efforts to, I don't know, they discovered a new fossil, I'm gonna try to link it to whatever I'm doing, and or is it more sometimes the news link and then I have to jump on it?
We don't really do it actually, but we kind of try to stay on top of the news just because, especially in tech, you have a lot of tech news coming out of this company is using that. Mistral is doing something new. Especially now with AI, it's evolving like pretty much every minute. So you kind of have to keep track of that just to know where you are kind of hitting. Like with, I know we talk about like Soaring Cloud or this sort of thing. We are impacted by that. So obviously it's the kind of thing we tend to keep track of, but we don't use the news per se, but we are impacted by it. I'm in a consulting firm, so obviously when all the news internationally are bad, the budget are smaller, and so it does impact the business, but we don't use it actually. We did it somehow, when talking about sovereign cloud, when talking like Trump, when he put like all the tariff in place, because we were impacted by that because we are using American solution. So yeah, we don't do much about it. We just keep track of it and see which way we are heading towards to.
Thank you for those answers to help me understand how a marketing team works. Let's go to the place where you can complain about your tech colleagues or praise them if you really feel you must. Now that no one hears us, what is your relationship with the tech team at your company? What is the relationship between marketing and tech?
So for me, it's like I work with them every single time because they are actually the one creating content for us because we want it to be like expert content. So they are writing it. So I definitely need them because if I don't work with them, I don't have anything to push out to our customers, to our leads. So they are the main character for me. But yeah, sometimes it's like, it's really nice, but we don't speak the same language. Obviously, I speak the marketing one, they speak the tech one. And so sometimes they say things that sort of make sense for them. I assume it makes sense for them. I don't understand it. So I'm working a lot on like reframing things every single time and just making easier, more accessible, especially like depending on the target. I know if I need to speak to tech people, like to address tech persons, I will leave it the way it is. If I need to address like C levels, I will kind of change it to add more like a business side of things. But other than that, it's pretty fun working with them, and they always teach me new things, so which is really nice as well. And I can teach them how to use LinkedIn. So it's just a win-win situation.
Yeah, for me it's the same. We work kind of closely. I'm mostly working with the product manager, and they are the one who we are more in touch for the launch of product and just to know what's happening with the product. I would say the common thing with Chloe, it's sometimes speaking the same language is not easy. It's two different reality, but it's very interesting because at the end of the day we are working on the same product. But the other is we don't have the same priorities, so that's make the communication even harder. How to prioritize the thing that can be interesting for the marketing part, but not maybe for the product that the clients will not see, but are very key for the product, and at the same time that the clients see and are very key for the business. So there is some some challenge there, but that's very interesting. And that's back to what we say about being a good marketer is being curious about what's the job of a person in tech, what the person is doing, and why the person is doing that. It's very important and help a lot. And I'm very curious that the tech write the article and the content. That's a very good thing. You help them with the a copywriter, because copywriting is
No, the thing is like they are kind of forced to do it because it's like the training program we have,
yeah.
and they have to write articles and stuff like that. And they also get a bit more money if they do marketing things or like speak at an event or something like that. So I'm just like the biggest cheerleader they can have, and just supporting them and being just do it. But yeah, it's always nice when they do it, and they actually do it very well.
Yeah, because it's very valuable to have some like technical expertise from the dev. We try to have that too, but we have a copywriter, so she's the one like framing everything. But that's very interesting to see. That's okay. That's very interesting.
Now that you're speaking about copywriting and writing content, how much have LLMs and generative AI changed that aspect of your job?
Hmm.
Yeah. That's the main topic right now. Everyone is trying to understand what is it, how to use it, how to be the first one on it. So that's when when we say we have to keep up on trends. This is the perfect example. Maybe tomorrow we'll have many jobs about just this topic, and it will be like a core skill in marketing, how to use AI and how to be good referencing in AI. So yes. I don't know. For us, it's kind of, allez, let's try things and let's learn about it for the moment.
Yeah, we are heading a lot more towards AI because this is what the customer are asking for. So we do a lot of content on AI, all these sort of things. Well, I'm not writing it, so it's nice. The consultants are writing it. But basically the thing with AI is like they write something and like 2 weeks later it's already like obsolete. So that's nice. Very nice campaign I had. But we are using it quite a lot as well just to once again we are sort of like reframing things when they are writing content. So sometimes well, most of the time actually, we do use it because it's quicker for us to just, reframe things in the way we want it to look like. And just, it's really nice to check like all the orthograph mistakes, all these sort of things. So yeah, I do put a lot of things on Gemini right now, trying them also. That's the thing. And it's really nice also for us because we're also looking for ways to use that content and use it in as many different ways we can just to promote it as much as we can. So sometimes AI is really nice for us to just like translate it into visuals for social, find ways to put it into videos. Like, what do we need to take out from 100-page document and just like find a bit of like the snippets we can push on social and that are going to be good. So yeah, I do use it quite a lot just because it makes my work easier. I know some of the consultants are using it because it's a good help when you're not used to writing stuff. So it's really nice for them as well because they manage to do it quicker and they get more confident about doing that sort of thing. So yeah, it's something we are trying to understand the way it works and keep improving on just training all these sort of things to master it.
Without revealing any trade secrets, but do you keep any stats on how well AI aided content is doing versus completely human content or stuff like that?
We should. That would be a very good thing to track. No, we don't. The thing is, like most of the time, it's kind of mix of human based content. I don't know how to call it, and a tiny bit of AI on top of it, just to make it like in the right style or everything like that. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to track for us because it's not like fully like 100% AI made versus human made. It's always a bit of mix. So yeah, I don't have any metrics on that honestly, but it would be nice to see.
No, neither, because you have to put some prompt first and then you have to correct, etc. So it cannot be at 100% IA or 100% human now. I think it's working both together.
Yes, yes, of course. And I meant more that help than you're doing 100% of the job via the AI, because you always need to either you use it to polish afterwards, or you need to go and polish it by a human, because Gen AI is what it is. But yeah, I was curious if you had numbers in that sense. Coming back to the work you do with the tech team, what works and what doesn't in your relationship with the tech team? I'm gonna keep it quite wide. That way, you can steer it in whichever direction you want.
Yeah, it's hard to know exactly. I know for us, it's like when you're kind of pushing them to do stuff. I mean, marketing is not their job. They are doing marketing things like content creation or these sort of things because they do understand it quite a bit, but you have to explain it quite well first. But it's not their priority. They have their job, they are consultants, they have to train on new like technologies coming up, all these sort of things. So this is their main job. Marketing is just like on the side. And so sometimes we are here like we do have a deadline. We have to push this content by this date because you can't have too much of a break between campaigns, all these sort of things. So we work with that, but then at the same time, it's something they do on the side and something they do to sort of help us as well. So it's kind of hard to find the right timing and the right way to address things because they're like, okay, but I'm already nice to be writing that, so you can wait a little bit. And at the same time, you have, yeah, your marketing deadlines and all these sort of things. So it's more just trying to find the sweet spot for everyone. But other than that, it's just kind of fun. Oh yeah, they don't want to speak in public, but that's something we are working on. The imposter syndrome is very high. So yeah, it's a lot of like cheerleading.
Yeah, for us, it's kind of the same. It's not always easy to see when you need someone in the tech team who's going to be the person who's going to help you and who has the expertise for your topic. Most of the time, it's just asking questions. I think it's the main advice I will give. But at the same time, they are kind of busy, so asking too much questions, they don't have time for that. So, so I would say, try to understand the simplest as you can, what you need and why you need it, so they can put that in priority and then ask question and just be nice and there and hopefully everything goes fine.
I see. And related to that, how involved, and I'm guessing this question is gonna be more for Manon than Chloe, but how involved is marketing in the product decisions of the company? How much does the marketing effort push for new features or improving existing features, stuff like that?
But when I arrived in my previous company, it was changing a lot. They couldn't find a way. In my company right now, sorry, the way of doing things change, I think, and it's a lot of doing with align with the product management or having a product marketer sometimes, but I don't think it's like mandatory to have a product marketer. Sometimes just to have the right process and the right communication channel can just be good. And for us, we have a specialty. We have someone who is half in the product and half in marketing team, with the head of branding, head of brand, who's managing the graphics, for example, and also managing someone in design for the product. And that's helped a lot also to have the same kind of visual, and even just for the information, we have someone who have a view on both. We are working all the time with the product team, and that's helped a lot. And it's just about collaborating. And our product team is also talking a lot with clients or trying to understand the clients so we can have the same dynamics with that because we have the same goal. So I would say if we have the same goal and the same understanding of the market, it's help a lot, and having like people dedicate to the product help for that. So the other can just focus on the tech and the coding, etc.
You partly answered those questions already, but how often do you interact with the tech team? Like, is it once a week, several times a day? I'd rather not, and I send them a postal letter so they get it when they get it. Are you in contact in
The
yeah?
pigeon.
Are you in constant contact with them, or how does it go?
For us, we are very active on Slack, so there is instant communication. We have some ritual, so monthly with the team, so we can catch up. If we don't have any topics, that's good. That's the opportunity to talk. And sometimes even if we don't have any topics, we have fun topics, so we always have something to to share. And with the tech team, more the developer, I would say. I don't know. We talk more about company stuff at the coffee machine or just about random stuff and not especially the work. But that's all because we know the person, and that's the good thing with a startup of a small company. It's you know people, and I think it's helped a lot also. Sometimes you talk to the person, so you know what the person is working on. So even if it was just a small talk at the coffee machine, at the end of the day you understand better what's happening, and I think it's helped also on top of Slack and the meetings.
One of the understandings I have of marketing is you're quote unquote tasked of getting that next client, but how often do you talk to the existing clients?
Not enough.
Yes.
That's for sure, not enough. Yeah, we don't really talk to them, to be honest. We get the info from the sales team. They are the ones actually talking to them, or like the tech teams as well. I talk to them when I'm planning an event with a client, to be honest with you. But I get the info in a different way, so it's fine. But sometimes it's really nice just to be able to ask questions to them and be like, okay, just tell me it so I can understand your needs better and see what the market is like, and just, just try to understand it, because this is the way you're gonna write to all the others, because they are facing the same issues. So it's always nice to be able to chat with them. But yeah, I feel like we have a lot of people in front of us first, and then we come after.
Yeah, so, same thing. We know the leads, kind of. We know the channel. We know the feedback from social media on Trustpilot, for example. So you can see all of that. But talking with the clients and having a discussion, we are currently doing it to be sure we have the good persona and the good pain point and everything updated. But it's something that the time goes by very fast and things are changing, and you start to realize that your persona, for example, like the ideal consumer, but it's been 2 years you haven't updated, so it's maybe not accurate anymore. And that's the thing that sometimes we can overlook or just forgot about. Oh, it's been 2 years already, let's do that again. And most of the time we are kind of expecting from sales or product or CS, customer success, to provide us with the insight, which is not always the case, because we are all busy in your day-to-days, and sometimes you have to reach out to have the information.
You both mentioned, among other people, the sales department in getting you that information, right? Like what are the clients asking and stuff like that, or who are the clients we can sell to, stuff like that. How close is your relationship with the sales department as a marketing department?
I'm linked to them. I mean, we have the same management, so obviously we work together. I think they are the people I talk the most to, aside from my team, during a day. I mean, for me, my job is to bring leads and to bring in new clients. So obviously, once I have a lead coming in, the sales team need to get on it and work it and just turn this into an opportunity. So if they don't do that, I mean, I can bring as many leads as I want, I won't get any results. So I'm very dependent on them, and also just dependent on getting the feedback of, oh, this is a topic that's going to work. This is okay. My clients, they definitely want to know more about that. So this is nice. You're doing content on that. So yeah, I do work with them all the time.
Yeah, same. It's very close, very, very close. And sometimes, you have to bring them leads so they can work, but they have to take care of the leads you create, because you spend money to have those leads. So there is like a shared responsibility sometimes, where you can argue a little bit, or don't be very, or can be upset. But when you work well with the sales team, it's very good, and the feedback, it's circulating between each other. But yes, it's a very close collaboration, even I think closer than the tech department or the product one. It's sales and marketing, very, very close.
You mentioned, Chloe, that in your company, sales and marketing are the same team. Is it the case in your company as well, Manon?
No, but in my previous one, yes. So we were like two teams, but under the same umbrella. Now it's not the case. It's two different umbrella, but the team are collaborating very closely, and not just the marketing and the sales one, but every team. So that's good. I think it's not a good thing to have both, because sometimes if the umbrella is more thinking about sales, it can not be a good thing for marketing, and the other way, like if the umbrella is thinking more about marketing, it will not maybe give the right tools for sales. So I think it's good to have it separate, but it's common to have it under the same, like CRO or things like that, head of revenue. Most of the time it's like that.
I wasn't aware that head of revenue was a thing. Thank you for teaching me that.
I don't know if it's very a name, but kind of.
Yes, Euro is
It's
a job
something.
name. Don't ask me what.
I'm learning C-level names every day. I'm gonna take a sharp 90 degrees turn here because there is a question that is burning in my head. When we laymen imagine marketing, we imagine Mad Men, right? We imagine Don Draper, the 50s or the 60s or whatever that time was. We imagine people who smoking cigarettes and having that drink and that very macho society. The genius marketeer, right? The person that has the idea. How far away is that from your realities?
Very far. Also, I think it's the same for you, but I work in B2B, so business to business. So we don't need that, amazing tagline to put an ad out. We just need to speak the same way our customers. do. So it's kind of different. And yeah, it's like the brilliant marketer is, I mean, everyone wants to like be that, but you can't be someone like that, have that perfect idea. I mean, it's always, marketing for me is like A/B testing. You have to try ideas every single time. So you can't just push one and be like, okay, that's the one. And that's it. End of story. So it's more like trying, changing things, putting stuff on top of it. So it's kind of a different way of doing things. I think it's a woman field. I do have more women than men in my team. A lot of marketers are women, so thankfully we don't have that macho image anymore, and we are working quite a lot on changing the image altogether, like that's like in tech. So that's a good thing already. But yeah, I mean it's not the same anymore. We don't work the same way.
But I haven't seen the TV show, so I don't know.
Just dudes working together and smoking cigars.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't think we are smoking cigarettes neither. So we are definitely way more women, and I think it just like when I was hired for an internship, for example, I only have CV from women most than men. So it's I think I don't know, women go to marketing very much more. And yes, and in terms of ideas, everyone can have ideas and very great ideas. You can sometimes ask the tech department if they have good ideas. And they can find good ideas, but ideas is not the job only. The most of the job is take the idea and making on something concrete. And this is the whole thing. This is the whole job. And this is the heart of the job is that like taking an idea is good, but how are you going to deliver the thing and what results? This is something else that is more about testing and it's more about all of that.
It's a lot more technique than people think it is. It's not just, oh, I'm writing something on LinkedIn, making a TikTok post. No, it's like a lot of strategy. It's a lot of thinking beforehand. It's a lot of knowing everything. I mean, ads, it's a pain, honestly, to know how the algorithm works and everything like that. So it's definitely a lot of technique expertise that comes into the job. It's not just, I'm putting a sentence out and that's it. I've done my job, the end.
Please make it go viral.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that viral thing is annoying.
I'm gonna be cheeky here, but speaking of annoying, have your companies done the LLM package thingy where you get the AI to do a doll thing that everyone jumped on?
I did it for myself. I'm not gonna lie, just because I wanted to see how it worked. But no, thank God, no.
Mano, if I'm putting you in a bind, we can move on from this. And go into the final stretch of the episode. I usually like to finish these episodes by asking the guests what they would recommend to a junior person that wants to get into the field. So imagine either you from a few years ago or someone that wants to get into marketing today. What would you recommend them?
I can start if you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. For me, it's mostly because of university. You think you have to know everything, but that's not the point. You have to learn how to learn and not to know things. You don't have to know. You have to know to learn how to learn, and you have to be curious enough to being willing to learn, and you have to develop your soft skills because how you communicate, are you coming to others, and just how you interact with people will do so much more thing for you than learning a SWOT or a technical thing that you won't even use it if it's not very interesting for your business. So I will say that it's not about the knowledge, it's about learning how to learn and being curious and developing the soft skills, making things happening. I will say that.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I mean, you're going to learn while doing. So that's the good thing with marketing, to be honest with you. The thing is, like, you're going to work in an environment where you talk to customers and the way they appreciate your product, the way they respond to everything you're putting out, it's going to change anyway. One day something's going to work, the other day it's not going to work. So you can't have like something set in your mind of like, I've learned this is the way to do things, and that's how it should be done anyway. No, it's going to change as you go because the audience is going to change as well. So you're definitely going to learn while doing new things every single day. And yes, soft skills is going to be very important. You're going to talk to a lot of people. That's for sure. And a lot of different people. And even the audience you're addressing, you don't know them, but you're going to talk to them. So you have to have that mind of like being curious to get to know them a little bit more every single time and just go and ask questions. Don't be afraid. And, it's fun. Anyway, it's marketing, so it's definitely fun.
Yeah, we are not saving lives, so everything's good. It's all right.
We're just bringing customers in. That's it.
Usually, I would not ask a question after this small segment, but can a shy person work in marketing?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't matter. Like, people are going to come to you, you're going to hear things, you're going to ask questions. Being shy is not an issue at all. We're not putting you on stage talking to 300 people at once. It's like, you can even just write things on Slack and ask questions. You don't even have to go see the person. It's better to do so, but you don't necessarily have to. And usually you talk to an audience, and the audience, you don't see them. You don't know them. You don't even know their names. So, it's like, it's perfectly fine. It's kind of, you're staying hidden behind everyone.
Yeah, I would say the same. If you are in sales, I would not say yes, but in marketing, you are behind your screen, and if you ask a question, you have a goal in mind, and so normally that's feasible.
Cool. With this message of hope for my fellow shy people, we're gonna end the episode. Thank you both so much. I learned a lot about marketing. A field I didn't know much about.
Thank you very much.
It was really interesting.
Thanks to you.
Thank you.